Are we there yet? Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad you're here. I have a week 31 update. And if you're new, my name is Susan, and I am documenting my journey to lose 80 plus pounds in a safe, sane, and sustainable way. And I'm using the Weight Watchers digital app for my program. I'm not a doctor, nutritionist, or fitness coach. I'm just somebody sharing their weight loss journey. I'm here for the accountability, and hopefully I can encourage you to take control of your health and your weight, and just keep staying the course and doing what you have to do. So did I make it into Wonderland this week? I did. 199.1 I weighed in today. So I'm very excited to be in under 200 finally. And now I'll be working towards losing around 50, could be more pounds. But yeah, I'm down a total of 34.4 pounds. And when I started filming these videos in March of 2025, I weighed in at 233.5. My highest weight ever was 242.2 pounds. And I did get down to Wonderland a few years ago, and then it crept back up, and I hit the 230s again. And I was thinking about what were the top things that have helped me to stick to my program this time. And I'm just going to kind of run down the list really quick. Number one is you have to make a commitment. And I mean, draw the line in the sand. When I started filming, I was at a crossroads where I'm like, I'm almost 60 years old. Being overweight or obese and fighting my body, losing weight, gaining it back, on a diet, off a diet. It's been my identity. My first diet was at 12 years old, and I was always fighting against my body. It was never good enough. And of course, all the diets I went on, I would just gain the weight back, and a couple of friends. And next thing you know, I'm topping the scales at 242.2 pounds. And I just said to myself, either you're going to do this one more time and get it right and get this weight off and get it done, or your choice is to stop dieting altogether. You quit Weight Watchers, quit subscribing and re-upping that, quit all those diet books I kept buying, the magazines, signing up for all kinds of wacky programs, doing all kinds of weird things, extreme things. That would all have to come to an end. But the caveat was I would have to accept the consequences of remaining obese. And that didn't sit well with me. So I decided to give this one more try. And over the past 31, 32 weeks, 8 months approximately, I've made some changes. And they're feeling more like just how I live now. There is that cliche you hear, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. That's true. It is a lifestyle. And so yeah, number one is make a commitment. Number two is start with smaller goals. When I started with the diet in the past, I would just go all in. I mean, no sugar, no this, no that, exercise like a maniac, all that crazy stuff. This time around, I took it 30 days at a time and started with small changes. And I worked on 30 days, one day at a time, picking two goals. My first two goals were just to track my food and get 8,000 steps in. I didn't even go for the full 10,000. And sure enough, I started losing weight, and I stuck to that. And I've tweaked over time, my calorie range changed. I'm looking a little differently at macros. But that's what I started, small goals. And that was strictly for 30 days. I was going to focus on tracking all my food and getting in 8,000 steps a day. And then over time, I started adding in resistance training and watching my macros a little bit more. And eventually I did take my calories down. Number 3 is pick a plan and execute. Just pick your plan. Start somewhere. I know it's very confusing. There's a lot of information out there. There's people telling you keto's the way, carnivore's the way, vegan's the way, whole food plant-based is the way. Do it this way, not that way. Don't, you know, eat before working out. Don't eat before working out. Tons and tons of information. And it gets very confusing. Pick a plan. I switched gears when I started this around week 6. I went back to doing the Weight Watchers plan only because I've lost weight with Weight Watchers in the past. I was doing it all wrong though. I was always, trying to get that perfection and the zero foods, and I was eating way too little, and I would burn out. I'm approaching the Weight Watchers plan very differently this time, and I use my points. I use them wisely. I lean into 0 point foods, but I don't freak out if I eat something that's high points. I just track it and then I adjust another meal. But I had re-upped my Weight Watchers digital subscription a couple months before, and I was going to be paying for it for a year anyway, whether I used the app or not. So that's why I went back to strictly using the Weight Watchers app at this point. I did start out using the Lose It app, but pick your plan, whether that's Weight Watchers, Lose It, the Healthy app, just recording your food in MyFitnessPal. There's plenty of free trackers you can put your food into if you don't want to spend money on a subscription of any kind. Or let's say you want to do keto and that makes you feel good, then do your keto or your carnivore or your vegan or your whole food plant-based. But you have to have something to track it some way so you can see what you're really eating, what you're really taking in, and then make adjustments. Because at the end of the day, you do have to eat less calories and move a little more and do that calorie deficit thing. How aggressively you do that, it's up to you. I know I can't do it aggressively anymore. It never worked for me long time. Number 4 is one of the best things I do is actually take the pressure off myself. And what I mean by that is I used to try and do all the calculations to lose all the weight in a specific time frame, 50 pounds in 6 months, 80 pounds in 9 months, and no more. If it takes me 3 years to get all this weight off, it takes me 3 years. I'm not rushing the process. I'm not trying to get a certain amount off in a particular time frame. It's coming off as it comes off right now. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I feel satisfied. I get to eat enough, enjoy myself. And like I said, if the weight is coming off slower, but I'm also not as strict and crazy. Number 5, that's another one too. That's been really helpful. I have completely accepted the fact that it is going to take longer than I want to lose the weight. It is going to be harder than I want it to be at times, especially, when you've been going at it for weeks and you're doing the right things and then your weight loss stalls out, which has happened to me, or you do hit all your goals for the week and you get on the scale on weigh-in day and you gain weight, and that can be very discouraging. But you got to stay the course, and it's a consistency over perfection. Just show up more often than you're off track. So yeah, accept that it's going to be harder than you want it to be. Accept that it's going to take longer than you want it to take, and you're going to have moments where it's sheer boredom. Mix up your foods a little bit. But I mean, most of us are creatures of habit, and we have our favorite meals and we just kind of put them on rotation. So, but yeah, it'll be boring. Number 6 is get back on track the very next meal, the very next day. And like I said, I go out to eat every now and then. Holidays are going to come, celebrations are going to come. There's going to be cake. You're going to get stressed out or have something happen in your life that causes anxiety or upset, and you're just going to reach, most of us here are emotional eaters, and our drug of choice is food. And you're going to have that moment where you you just need relief and you go for the food, or you're celebrating, you're happy, you overindulge when you're sad, you overindulge when you're happy and celebrating. Those moments and those meals are going to happen. Best thing to do, instead of going, oh, I blew it, and then just turn that into a week-long bender or month-long bender, get back on track the very next meal, the very next day. Don't let that get away on you. You're entitled to some enjoyment. You're entitled to have some indulgence, and you're entitled to be upset and lose your mind and just reach for some comfort. Just when you catch yourself, give yourself some grace, some kindness, and just get right back on your plan as soon as humanly possible. And don't beat yourself up for it. Number 7 is also a big one, and that is just stop comparing your weight loss and your journey and your progress to somebody else. I know I've done it so much for myself. I've had to really rein in just how much content I'm absorbing because I'm trying to focus on my own plan. And it's very easy for me to go, oh, she's my age and she lost twice as much weight in the same 8 months. What am I doing wrong? And why is this taking me so long? And why can't I lose weight faster? Well, I can lose weight faster. I've done it. And guess what? It comes back. It doesn't work for me. This is sane, and I feel relaxed, and I feel like this is something I could do long term. Because at some point, it's going to be about maintenance. I have to learn that. This is how I eat now. This is how I eat for the body that I'm working to have. I can't eat like I did when I was 242 pounds, like I was 233, 215, 210. If I want to get down there around 150, 145, I got to learn how to eat for a body that's 150, 145. Now, I may pick a higher goal, 160, 165. I don't know. But yeah, those are the top things that are really helping me stay the course. This video is a little longer than normal, and I appreciate it so much if you're still watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the comments and support, and that you're here along with the journey. So if you're liking content like this, please hit that like button, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and I'll see you on Monday when I have another What I Eat in a Day. And this one's going to be focused in on plants. So have a great week. See you soon. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.